How often do you replace your electronic devices? Every year? Every second year? When they stop working? When your contract expires? Does your old phone still work? Would it do for another year or two? After reviewing the 60 Minutes expose on e-waste and Bandy Mubai's TED Talk on the mining of tantalum, also known as coltan, used in the production of our electronics, I began to wonder, why do we replace our perfectly good electronics with the latest thing? What does having the latest version of the same thing do for us in practical terms? What does it do to the planet? There is a massive pile of electronic waste in third world countries, and it's growing at an exponential rate, an estimated 20 to 50 million metric tons annually. The fight over the control of the coltan trade is not unlike the story that unfolded last decade, surrounding the same control over the blood diamond trade. Treating our expensive devices, full of these dangerous chemicals, as disposable objects is not only bad for our pocketbooks, but it's bad for our planet and humanity. We need to begin to give this some serious thought. Should all of the blame for this situation fall solely at the feet of consumers? I don't think so. The annual release of a new version of a product that is really the same needs to take some responsibility. The marketing program that tells us that we'll be left behind if we don't pick up the new release is also a big contributor to the current state of the industry. Manufacturers count on us to line up days in advance to buy the latest and greatest items in their lineup. They know that most of us in line for the new tablet have last year's release in perfect working order. They expect us to come back year after year as part of their plan. While this is good for bottom lines and quarterly statements, it means something entirely different for the planet. It seems to me that the third world is getting the short end of the stick on both sides of the technology equation. The mining of important minerals for building our devices at one end that causes conflict and human suffering, and the disposal and so-called recycling at the other end, also causing human suffering. What are we doing about this? This problem should be front-page news. It's not. Why isn't more being done? Nobody appears to be motivated to make changes to the way things are done. Is it because everybody's got their little piece of the pie and everybody's getting paid? What can we do? Spread the word. As Bandy noted at the end of his talk, this is indeed an idea worth spreading. He also noted that we demand fair trade clothing and fair trade food. Are we demanding fair trade phones? Not yet. Students around the world, and for all of us for that matter, need to start putting pressure on phone companies to provide us with a fair trade phone. If people understood the implications of switching phones for the sake of switching, I think they'd think twice about it. This is one of those issues that could catch fire if people knew the truth. We all carry these devices around in our pockets and purses, oblivious to the pain and suffering the creation and disposal of these very devices are causing. If people only knew, it wouldn't take much to start thinking about and working on some change. We need to start asking some serious questions. Are your recycling practices truly green? Are your products conflict-free? Are you thinking about what's best for the planet? Or are you more concerned with your shareholders' profits? I loved Bandy's idea in the TED Talk, encouraging folks to use the technology to spread the word about these issues. I generally don't see myself as an activist, but this is an important issue, and I think that we can all do our part to help work on the issue. I think reusing these items is a great way to start working on this problem. Used computers in schools that need them instead of the landfill? Now there's a good idea. I sense there's a need for action here. Who will act on this? Me? You? Our students? I think we can all do our part. It's time to start spreading the word. Every tweet, Facebook post, and blog entry counts. Each of us can make a difference in our own individual way. Thanks for listening to my fourth Read, Watch, Listen commentary.